That's the situation in the final round of the 1986 Buick Open. Doug Toole at -17, Ed Fiore at 16, and a lot of people very close. This is back at 13, and Ben Crenshaw with a chance to hit the green.
Crenshaw at 16 under. This has been an eagle hole for a lot of players. Pat, a chance to go at the green in 2. He has an iron.
4 iron.
210 yards, we're told. You can see the bunkers right and left, and there's water to the right. And right away you see he doesn't like it. It's going left. And look what happens here.
Only 1 off the lead, but under that tree is almost possible.
You wonder yourself sometimes, one lonely tree, how can it be? Oh. How about that shot?
And pretty good left-handed for Ben Crenshaw. He's just 1 off the lead, held by Doug Toole at the moment.
Our leader, Doug Toole, from the middle of the fairway, 185 yards. Probably a 4 iron. In fact, he's gone with a 5, put it on the front of the green, a hole you just want to make par and go to the next tee, to 13.
And Ben Crenshaw, after that quite remarkable recovery from underneath the tree, has this putt to tie the lead. And having played a stroke like that, Ken Venturi, sometimes you think this fate takes a hand, and this might have been a winning stroke.
Well, he went under that tree, Ben, and there are not very many players that can hit the ball left-handed, let alone hit a right-hander from there. But to hit that shot, that's the most miraculous shots I've ever seen in this situation.
But that was a remarkable birdie, and it ties the lead.
We were hole behind, and I just got up there and yanked a 4 iron. I never was set to hit, yanked it left of the green, so now I'm under a tree. And I just, I was oblivious for a minute. I noticed that I had a good lie from the left-hand side. So I took a 9 iron and turned it upside down. I hit it 6 feet from the hole. And it was the nicest little pitch shot you ever wanted to see. I don't know if I could do that right-handed.
Doug Toole looking over a long bid for birdie here from about 35 feet. Toole, who early in the year destroyed the field at Los Angeles when he won there by a full 7 shots. 6 under par today, 17 under in all, and now tied for lead with Ben Crenshaw. This putt is a lot slower than most players give it credit for being.
Yep.
Awfully good. Doug is easily having his best year ever on tour. He's won over 225,000 already as we go to 14.
And on the tee is Ben Crenshaw.
All right. Yeah.
Sit down. This green can be driven. Steve Pate did it yesterday, and Crenshaw sets him up in good shape, only 60 yards away. And let's go to 16.
J.C. Sneed for birdie. Long putt, and he's got to come up over a ridge. And this would put him back into a tie for the lead.
JC is a very good lag putter here, Vern.
That's more than a lag.
That's pretty good lag.
That's a darn good lag.
I think he had more than a lag in mine there. Beautiful putt.
5 under today with birdies at 1, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, and a bogey at 15, and we go back to 14.
And Ben Crenshaw from 60 yards. To think he has played 67 holes this week and has not made a bogey. Didn't make a triple bogey in the first round. No bogeys. Pretty good shot from there, and 10-footer to take the lead by himself. Best finish this year, a tie for 6th at the U.S. Open. playing with Tom Percher and Steve Pate. And both of those golfers having a rather tough time today. Pate started at 14. He's now 13 under. This is Tom Percher's third shot. He's even today to remain at 14 under for the tournament. And that's going to run right through the green. Percher will have that for par. And let's go to 15.
Davis Love, after another huge drive, has only 170 yards left to this 457-yard par 4. This young man has really caught the eye of not only his fellow players but the fans here in Michigan. He's currently second to Greg Twiggs in the driving average, which is somewhat of a surprise. Davis Love flew it on the 584-yard par 5 7th today into a slight breeze. Flew it on the green in 2. And speaking of breeze, that's what he's trying to pick up now. He has to be careful with the flyer. The pin's cut right over the bunker. I would suspect he would go in the middle of the green. He's chosen an 8-iron. Plenty of room left. It's not the time to fire at the flag. That came out a lot farther right than he'd hoped. That caught a guy right in the back, but it dropped down just right of the green, which may or may not have been a good break.
Doug Toole and Ben Crenshaw tied for the lead at 17 under. Crenshaw having a 10-footer to take the lead by himself at 14. Some may call that shot on the last hole a stroke of luck, but no doubt it was a stroke of brilliance today. To think that Crenshaw at that point in a round can pull off a shot left-handed, it's not like you practice that very often. Almost makes you wonder if it's not meant to be when you successfully pull off a shot like that. This is for the lead. So will not break much.
He's got it. Crenshaw's second straight birdie vaults him into the lead at 18 under. And now a tip from one of the best putters on tour. Trailing by 2 with 2 holes to play, J.C. Snead, nephew of Slammin' Sammy Snead, needs birdies coming in to have a chance for his first win since 1981. His tee shot at the par 3 17th. He'll have about 30 feet left for birdie. To 16.
Doug Toole in the fairway at the 16th, the 580-yard par 5 second shot, and he has come up safely about 45 yards from the front of the green. Almost mandatory, Gary McCord, that Doug birdie this par 5.
With Ben one shot in the lead, he's got to. And Doug couldn't get anywhere near the green. He did not want to bring the trees into play, which line both sides of this fairway. He's going to have about an 80-yard wedge in here. He's a very good wedge player and should get the ball pretty close from there.
Ed Fiore, second shot.
Over the top of the trees, waited a long time for a ruling to hit line of sight of the scoreboard, and takes it over the trees and puts it on the green pad about 35 feet. And he's 16 under. This could put him tied for second if he makes his putt.
2 days in a row. We go back to 15.
Davis Love waiting as a lot of people from the final group of the day walking up toward the 15th green. Davis takes an unusual method to putts of this length. He looks at a point inside the hole, not the hole itself, but inside the hole. Goes through a routine, takes one practice stroke. Gets set, looks at the hole, goes.
Jump in.
Yes, sir. Fine par. We asked Davis Love what role his caddy plays in his game.
Well, my caddy's real important to me because I don't trust myself to do the yardages, so I have to have somebody that I know won't mess it up. Sometimes I start choking on the addition. So somebody that gets the yardages right every time and somebody that I can trust, and somebody that if I'm unsure about reading a putt that I know can give me a good read on on the greens.
J.C. Snead retracing his steps back to the front portion of the green for a birdie putt. This one comes from the right to the left. There you see what he's achieved. 7 victories and the better part of $2 million. And now this to get within 1 of the lead. He pushed it to the 16th.
Little clear here at 16. This is Doug Toole. 3rd shot on the par 5. Almost too much. But he's in great shape. What a fine shot by Doug Toole, who's a stroke back of Crenshaw. In a 6 birdie, no bogey round thus far. We go to 18.
He had Fiore just a minute ago. After that remarkable shot he hit, that's for birdie.
Can't come any closer than that and not go in the hole, Pat.
Fiore will finish then at -16. 2 off the lead held by Ben Crenshaw.
Crenshaw leads Toole by 1 at the 86 Buick Open.
J.C. Snead, you see the sharply etched shadows as he makes his putt and remains at 16 under, just 2 off the lead to the 50.
Let me go back to the man of the hour and the sentimental choice probably of most of the fans here, Ben Crenshaw. It's been a long road back for Ben after that Masters win in '84, going with a 6-iron from 180 yards.
Hit the track.
Right on line.
Track.
Very good. There was a time when you could put the pin in the right side of the green, he couldn't find it. Not anymore. The 16.
And the man who's only a stroke back, Doug Toole. And he's got about a 12-footer for birdie.
This is probably, Doug knows this is his last real good attempt at a birdie that he has to make. The other 2 he'd like. This one he has to make. It's a putt you want. It's uphill. 8-footer. Breaks right to left. Nope. Nope. Pushed it as soon as he hit it.
Toole, a winner at the Los Angeles Open earlier in the year, misses a golden opportunity to tie Crenshaw. More final round action is next at the 1986 Buick Open, a PGA Tour Classic.